A hush falls over the valley as you approach. Nestled at the foot of Songshan Mountain in China's Henan province, a collection of ancient, elegant buildings comes into view. This is the Shaolin Temple, a name that echoes through history with tales of discipline, spirit, and incredible physical feats. For centuries, a cradle of a unique form of Zen Buddhism, the legendary birthplace of Shaolin Kung Fu. Many people around the world know the name from movies and stories, but to stand here is to feel the weight and wonder of its 1,500-year legacy. The air itself seems different here, filled with a quiet energy that you can almost touch. You might see young students in simple grey robes, their faces set with concentration as they practice their forms on the stone courtyards. The sound of their movements, sharp and precise, cuts through the mountain air. This is a living, breathing center of culture, not merely a museum frozen in time. The temple's fame is deeply intertwined with the martial art it created, a system of self-defense designed to protect the monks, strengthening their bodies for long hours of meditation. It's a fascinating blend of peaceful philosophy and powerful physical expression. Visiting Shaolin is like peeling back the layers of a fascinating story. You come here expecting to see incredible acrobatics and martial arts displays, but you'll also find a deep spiritual core that has sustained this community through dynasties, through revolutions, through the pressures of the modern world. It's a place where the mind and body are seen as one, every punch, every kick, every moment of quiet contemplation. This is more than just a tourist destination. Is a pilgrimage site for martial artists and a place of profound historical significance for anyone interested in Chinese culture and the human spirit. The story of Shaolin begins long ago in the year 495 AD. An Indian monk named Batuo, known in China as Fotuo, traveled to the Middle Kingdom with the blessing of Emperor Shaowen. The emperor, a devout Buddhist, was so impressed by Batuo's teachings, he offered him a piece of land to build a monastery. Batuo chose a spot in a dense forest, or lin, at the foot of the Shaoxi peak of Mount Song, and so the temple got its name, Shaolin, meaning temple in the forest of Shaoxi. Translating Buddhist scriptures, spreading the teachings of the faith. The temple's initial purpose was scholarly and spiritual, a quiet retreat for monks dedicated to meditation and study. They spent their days translating sacred texts from Sanskrit into Chinese, helping to plant the seeds of Buddhism deep into Chinese soil. For over a century, the monks lived a peaceful, contemplative existence, far removed from the conflicts of the outside world. The temple's location, nestled in a remote mountain valley, provided the perfect sanctuary for this quiet work. However, the world outside was often turbulent, and it was only a matter of time before the turbulence would reach the temple's gates, forever changing its destiny and giving rise to its legendary martial tradition. The turning point for Shaolin came during the Sui and Tang dynasties. Bandits, rival armies, often roamed the countryside, and the temple, with its lands and resources, became a target. The monks realized that their passive existence was vulnerable. To protect themselves and their monastery, they began developing a system of self-defense. This wasn't about aggression, it was a practical necessity. Early forms were simple, based on existing Chinese martial arts and exercises designed to keep them physically fit for long, grueling hours of meditation. This was the humble beginning of what would eventually blossom into the complex and formidable art of Shaolin Kung Fu. The temple's reputation for martial prowess was cemented in the early 7th century, when a small group of 13 Shaolin monks famously helped the future Tang Emperor Li Shimin defeat a rival warlord. As a reward, the emperor granted the temple land, wealth, and his official patronage, calling them the Shaolin Hero Monks. This royal endorsement elevated Shaolin's status immensely. It was no longer just a remote monastery, but a powerful institution with imperial backing. This moment marks when Shaolin's martial arts became a legendary force, recognized throughout the empire. Around the year 527 AD, another pivotal figure arrived at the Shaolin Temple, a wandering sage from India who would change its spiritual course forever. His name was Bodhidharma, and he is the man credited with bringing Zen Buddhism to China. Bodhidharma's philosophy was a radical departure from the scripture-focused Buddhism practiced at the time. He taught that enlightenment was not to be found in dusty texts or elaborate rituals, but through direct experience, rigorous meditation, and a deep understanding of one's own mind. His arrival marked the beginning of a new chapter for Shaolin, transforming it into the birthplace of a school of thought that would influence all of East Asia. Upon arriving, Bodhidharma found the monks to be physically weak, often falling asleep during meditation. He saw that a strong mind required a strong body to house it. To remedy this, he is said to have retreated to a nearby cave for 9 years, meditating in solitude while facing a wall. Legend has it that his concentration was so intense his shadow was permanently seared into the rock. During this time, he developed a series of exercises designed to build strength, stamina, and discipline. These exercises, known as the Yijin Jing and the Shisui Jing, became the physical foundation of Shaolin Kung Fu, linking martial practice directly to the pursuit of spiritual awakening. Bodhidharma's teachings were simple yet profound. He emphasized that the potential for Buddhahood exists within everyone and can be realized through a disciplined practice of wall-gazing meditation or zuochen. This practice aimed to quiet the constant chatter of the mind, allowing one's true, enlightened nature to emerge. This was the essence of Zen, or Chan, as it's known in China, a direct, experiential path that stripped away doctrine and focused on the here and now. The Shaolin Temple became the first Zen patriarchate in China, with Bodhidharma as its first patriarch. At its heart, Shaolin Kung Fu is a journey of self-mastery, a discipline where the body and mind work in perfect harmony. It begins not with a punch or a kick, but with the foundation of all movement, the stance. Students spend hours holding the horse stance, ma, bu, their legs burning and trembling, building unshakable stability and leg strength. This isn't just physical conditioning, it's a lesson in patience and endurance. From this base, they learn to move with purpose and control. The training is repetitive, ingraining movements until they're instinctual. The next step involves learning the basic forms, or Taolu, blocks, punches, kicks, evasive steps. Each form is like a chapter, a simulated fight against one or more imaginary opponents. Early forms are simple, focusing on balance, power, flow. As a student progresses, forms become increasingly complex and acrobatic. Leaps, spins, advanced strikes. Many forms are inspired by animals, the tiger's ferocity, the crane's grace, the snake's flexibility. Once a student has a firm grasp of the forms, they begin to practice with partners. This is where theoretical movements are tested in a dynamic setting. The partner work, or duilian, starts with prearranged drills, timing, distance, reaction. Gradually, it evolves into controlled sparring, applying techniques against a live, unpredictable opponent. This stage builds practical self-defense skills and the courage to face a real confrontation. Monks learn to control their power, to strike with precision, but also to show restraint, upholding the Buddhist principle of nonviolence. The final stage of training involves mastering weaponry and specialized skills, staff, spear, broadsword, and other traditional weapons. The life of a Shaolin monk is one of structure, discipline, and profound simplicity, a world away from the hustle of modern society. Their day begins long before the sun rises, typically around 4 o'clock in the morning, with the sound of a bell or a wooden board. The first order of the day is not Kung Fu, but meditation. The monks gather in the main hall for morning chants and an hour of silent sitting meditation. This practice clears the mind and sets a tone of peace for the rigorous day ahead. After meditation, a simple breakfast of rice porridge, steamed buns, and pickled vegetables is taken in silence. The meal is vegetarian, in keeping with Buddhist principles of compassion for all living things. Following this, the day's training begins. For several hours, The air fills with the sounds of intense exertion as monks, from young novices to seasoned masters, practice their Kung Fu. Stances, forms, and weapons, each refined under watchful eyes. When you arrive at the Shaolin Temple complex, your first stop should be the magnificent main temple itself. As you walk through the Shanman Gate, guarded by imposing statues, you enter a world of history. Make your way to the Mahavira Hall, or the Grand Hall, the central hub for the temple's religious activities. Here you'll find beautiful, larger-than-life statues of Buddhist figures and see monks engaged in prayer. Take a moment to absorb the atmosphere, thick with the scent of incense and centuries of devotion. Look at the depressions in the stone floor of the Thousand Buddha Hall, worn down over centuries by monks practicing their forms. After the main halls, the Pagoda Forest is a must, a serene cemetery of esteemed monks with over 240 stone and brick pagodas, each unique in design and stature. It's incredibly photogenic, especially in late afternoon light. And don't miss witnessing practitioners in action at nearby schools or the Wushuguan shows. Getting to the Shaolin Temple is a manageable journey. Most travelers start from two nearby cities, Zhengzhou, Luoyang. Both have airports and high-speed trains linking major hubs like Beijing and Xi'an. From either city, direct buses reach the scenic area in about 2 hours. Private car or taxi offers more flexibility. Best seasons, spring, April to May, and autumn, September to October. Mild weather for mountain walks. Wear sturdy shoes. Expect uneven paths and many stairs. Dress modestly. It's an active place of worship. The entrance ticket covers the main temple, Pagoda Forest, and the Kung Fu show. Carry some yuan. Small stalls may not accept cards. Try local Henan dishes or simple vegetarian Buddhist cuisine. Think tofu, mushrooms, fresh vegetables. Stay hydrated, especially in summer. Bring a refillable bottle. In the end, a trip to Shaolin is more than sightseeing. It is an encounter with a living legacy. Behind the legends and high-flying kicks lies a deep philosophy of discipline, resilience, and peace. You arrive expecting physical power, but you leave moved by spiritual strength. With an open mind and a respectful heart, you can connect with this heritage. If inspired, try a short class. Just a day can reveal the discipline behind this ancient art and leave you with unforgettable memories. Shaolin teaches that true strength is not aggression, but quiet self-mastery. A timeless lesson waiting for you in the forested heart of the mountain.